We all know how the Ford Maverick has been a big hit, and lots of companies want a piece of the action. Mazda is one of them, but they like to do things their own way. Because now people want a small truck that can do more, be stronger, and work harder. Mazda can give that. Ford can't. That's why Ford teamed up with them on the old-school Bronco models. But now they're enemies, and this will shake things up for us. So watch till the end, because Mazda might have already won the competition for three main reasons. What will it be like? This might be news to some of you watching, but Mazda's got quite a history when it comes to making trucks, going strong since 1961 and still holding its ground. And now they're known for being tough and reliable, built for some serious heavy-duty action. They've stood the test of time, facing all sorts of rough conditions and coming out on top. It's not just us in the US who know Mazda for more than just trucks and SUVs. They've strategically joined forces with heavyweights like Toyota, Isuzu, and Ford, all with a common goal: trucks that carry the signature reliability and quality Mazda is famous for. In the 2020 JD Power Vehicle Dependability Study, Mazda snagged the 4th spot among all the big names in automaking. This study delves into the issues owners face with their 3-year-old vehicles, and Mazda's track record speaks for itself. So it's not a stretch to think that their new compact truck will keep up the reliability streak. Following this news and this concept, Ford is making another compact truck with the same target market and the same type of offering. Mazda is shaking it up. But Mazda isn't just about trucks, they've got a solid lineup of SUVs. Models like the CX-3, CX-30, and CX-5 are fan favorites. And this just makes it easier for Mazda to come up with a compact truck based on their SUVs. We already know that they're reliable. Don't be fooled though, Mazda isn't riding solely on reliability. Despite being the smaller guy in this fierce competition, they turn it to their advantage. This is the first reason why they're winning and why other manufacturers are afraid. Mazda can switch gears quickly. They can adapt and strategically change courses far more easily than the big names like Ford or Toyota. Take for instance their Rotary Engine. No one can do what they did, but we'll talk about this and all the other engine options later in just a few minutes, so keep watching. But before we get there, let's talk about something. A hidden gem that seems to be flying under the radar. Platform. So when it comes to compact trucks, the idea is to blend those rugged truck vibes into a smaller SUV-like ride. Most companies just put a truck bed at the back of their SUVs and magically turn them into trucks. Just look at the Santa Cruz. A quick glance from the front and you'd never guess it's a truck. But Mazda? They've got their own game plan. Even the Bt-50 truck takes things very differently. It's built on a body-on-frame truck design and a total departure from the trend and all other big names like the Maverick. And the Bt-50 is already being sold in Australia, Asia, and Europe. But neither platform is a clear winner, each has its perks and quirks. The unibody deal, like what's holding up the Maverick, tends to be lighter, sips fuel more sensibly, and delivers a smoother ride. But on the flip side, it might not stack up in toughness, capability, and customization qualities compared to body-on-frame trucks. So why did Mazda go for the body-on-frame truck? Well, it's simple, a strategic move. If you're on the hunt for more power, strength, and all-round capability, Mazda's got your back. Let the Maverick handle the city grind and Costco expeditions. Mazda's got the heavy-duty stuff covered. Look around the compact truck market. Almost all of them are not built to be a powerhouse. And it makes sense to make compact trucks that way, because the point of all this is to offer a truck at an affordable price. And if you can find a way to make them more efficient, then by all means do it, right? We want an affordable car to help us in the long run too. But what about people who need more power and capability? If you're planning on using this truck for work, then it's only right to invest in it again, right? And this gives Mazda their second reason for success. So when this beast comes out, surely there will be a new niche market waiting to be dominated. But there is a twist. Mazda is sticking to one playbook. If they decide to roll out the new truck based on their SUV lineup, chances are they'll tap into their 7th-gen small SUV platform. This platform strikes a sweet spot between performance, efficiency, and comfort. But most of all, it comes with Mazda's Skyactiv engine technology, fine-tuning combustion and compression ratios for a serious bump in fuel efficiency and power. Let's talk about it more. Powerful engine options. You've got 2 gasoline engine options. First up, there's a punchy 2.5-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine straight from the CX-9. It cranks out a solid 250 horsepower and a hefty 320 pound-feet of torque, way better than what the Maverick brings to the table on their base models. Now, that's setting the bar. But then there's a second option, a tad less ferocious. A 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's no slouch either, generating 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. But it still outmuscles the Ford Maverick, and when you're talking trucks, torque is the real game changer. In simple terms, this means Mazda's new truck is gearing up to outshine the competition in terms of power and versatility. Towing capacity and off-road capabilities come as second nature to this beast. Something we definitely need in the compact truck market. Meanwhile, the Maverick caters to the crowd looking for fuel efficiency at the expense of raw power and capability. That's why it comes in a bit cheaper. But before we get into price tags and Ford's fuel efficiency, we have to tell you about one more thing. You can't deny that Mazda's not an industry giant like Ford is. They're the smaller player, which means every move they make is a calculated one. They can't throw the same punches as Ford, so they've got to be strategic and think outside the box. And that's exactly what they did. Rotary Engine. They're a different breed of engine. Instead of pistons, they use a rotating triangular rotor. This setup handles the 4 essential strokes: intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust in just one spin. Back in the day, these engines were even used in World War I aviation, and then Mazda used them in sports cars like the Mazda RX series. Rotary engines bring smooth operation, a compact build, a stellar power-to-weight ratio, and a streamlined parts count to the table. It sounds like a dream, right? But, and there's always a but, rotary engines had major issues, mainly fuel efficiency and high emissions. These things sip oil like it's a beverage, and this makes them a bit overheated. So despite packing a punch in power and compactness, the rotary engine isn't exactly the go-to choice for most cars these days. Now, here's where Mazda flips the script. They use the rotary magic to charge up the electric motors in their hybrid car systems. Imagine a truck that is fuel efficient, and yet has the same power-packed smoothness as a rotary engine that was used in sports cars. It's the best of both worlds. And guess what? This intriguing combo might just be on the table for the new truck. So let's get into the nitty-gritty details. Hybrid option. There is one possible hybrid option that combines a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor, churning out a respectable 219 horsepower and cruising at an estimated 40 miles per gallon combined. What gives this combo a huge edge is Mazda's SkyActiv technology, seamlessly woven into the hybrid setup, giving a boost to fuel efficiency. Opting for this could be a game changer for Mazda. After all, fuel efficiency is the Maverick's golden ticket. Imagine if Mazda could match or slightly undercut those efficiency figures with the body-on-frame charm. That might just be the end of the Maverick. Who wouldn't want more power, better reliability, and a boatload of capabilities in exchange for a bit of fuel efficiency? And this is why Ford is making the Ranchero. But like we said, there is a reason why Mazda will be on top. In fact, there are 3 reasons: towing capacity and off-road capability. Alright, if you've been following along, you know we don't need to spill out how much juice this truck packs. I'm talking about the platform, the engine, heck, every last bolt we just broke down. That's what makes this truck a real powerhouse. And let's talk capabilities. Mazda's not holding back, they can't afford to. We all see how the Maverick kicked off the compact truck market single-handedly, and everyone's taking notes. But here's the twist, the market needs a compact off-road champ. There's a huge gap and it's begging to be filled. As the underdog, Mazda's game plan is to capitalize on Ford's mistakes, bringing in something bold and unique. It's a make-or-break move. Miss this and they're letting a big opportunity slip through their fingers. But hey, there's one more trick up their sleeve. Release date. It is expected to be launched sometime in 2024, but Mazda's tossing another contender into the ring, the Bt-50, the current Mazda pickup that is based on the Isuzu D-Max. They're catching the wave of small trucks, and the Maverick's killing it, getting over 100,000 bookings in no time. But the Maverick's also dealing with some problems. Supply gaps and price bumps are just the beginning of their nightmare. Ford's a big deal, but the demand's too high. So don't be shocked when buyers go for Mazda. And by launching it with the bigger Bt-50 truck, they could get more attention and give their customers more choice. But there's still one more thing to sort out: price. In the compact truck arena, it all boils down to playing the pricing game. The new Mazda truck is revving up to hit the streets with a starting price of $25,000, throwing down against contenders like the Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now, by the time this comes out, the price of the Maverick will increase. It's already started, and this is a third reason why this truck will be at the top of the charts. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.